Acceptance in relationships is important, but it's not enough in and of itself. In any relationship, we need to know that we matter, that we count. And oftentimes, this is exactly what is at the heart of the client's struggle. Marizaan and I go into this in some depth in the upcoming episode. Welcome to the Art of Therapy, Season 2, Episode 11.
We're exploring more and more just different qualities of a therapeutic relationship just in this podcast of the Art of Therapy. So I'm looking forward to go on this journey further with you.
I share that. It's amazing. Just as we slow down a little bit and begin to really look at and begin to understand what are the qualities in interaction, communication, how we relate. And there's just so much there. It is an art.
It really is. Just to recap a little bit of our last episode. So the last one really started to have a look at emotional distance or emotional closeness, and how both in a therapeutic relationship, but then also in the other important relationships of a client, and how that just gives clues to a therapist in how a person relates. So both with the therapist, but then also in the other relationships. And then looking at how that then in essence can be part of a difficulty in their presenting complaints. And like I said, it's very abstract, but just starting to have a look at what is the clues that a therapist can look out for in that.
Yes. Yeah, you noted again the abstract quality of trying to determine as therapists the emotional closeness or distance, because we can't mind read. What we are able to do is observe and to note, pay careful attention. And it is an abstract quality, and when it comes to emotional distance or closeness, and learning just to increase our observational skills, sensitizing and being able to describe both what's occurring in the therapeutic relationship and in terms of the client system.
Okay, so we say that we can spend hours on that, but we're gonna have to pause and move on to the next one. And what you indicated is that to be able to move on and to look at some of the other aspects, we're going to pause a little bit on Carl Rogers' work and just go into a bit of detail again there.
Yes. So let's just return to what is fundamental about Carl Rogers' work and the person-centered approach. So there's so many of those and theorists who've contributed, but his work so clearly and meaningfully explored what's occurring for us as human beings in each person. And he went into a lot of depth about the process of self-actualization, as others had done. But there were qualities about the way it is explained it that are really meaningful. So what he explained is that, again, each of us has a self-actualizing tendency, and we are trying to become the most of who we are, to express our full potential. And in order for that to occur, we know that if we're in interaction or relationships where that person, the other, is authentic, in other words, they are congruent and their communication is congruent, we know that what they are expressing, how they're relating, is trustworthy. And when they communicate accurate understanding to us and empathy, that is really meaningful. We come to understand ourselves more, and we're able to express ourselves more. And when it's not only accurate understanding, but there's a lack of judgment, we're able to be more of who we are. And what Carl Rogers said is that we can then express ourselves and self-actualize more of who we are. And that, just understanding that is very profound. But it doesn't stop there. What Carl Rogers went on to explain is there's something more than the self-actualizing tendency inherent in every human being. He said, and he explained, that while we're trying to self-actualize, become more of who we are, we have two other really important needs that we're trying to meet. And those needs are, first of all, we have a desire or a need to be positively regarded by those around us. We need to know we matter. We need to know we count in some way. And we also have a need to positively regard ourselves, a need for positive self-regard, so that not only how I relate to others is meaningful or counts in some way, but it also counts for myself. And when I experience that, I experience positive self-regard.
So it's more than just the congruence, the empathy, and the UPR. There's another element, and it is about the positive regard from others, how others sees us, and needing to know that, and that actually can have an effect on our mental health.
Yes.
But then also with regards to ourselves, how we regard ourselves. And it is, if we just think about it on a personal level, if someone regards me positively, it makes me feel good.
Yes.
And if I regard myself positive, of course that makes me feel good. So that also has a big impact on our mental health. Hi, it's Marizaan, and I would like to tell you something extraordinary happening at Treatment Works. So if you are a healthcare professional and you would really like to deepen your therapeutic skills, training with Dr. Phipps is a must. In my experience, his training is so compassionate, it has high clinical excellence, and it makes therapy so clear. Training is also not just a space to learn, but it's also a space to connect, to share with others and learn from others. So if you are ready to deepen your therapeutic skills and to look at more ways to support your client, join us for training at Treatment Works. You're welcome to visit our website at treatmentworks.co.za.
It's so important. It's central to how we experience ourselves, how we experience life. And this is what the person approach is setting out, that we're trying to be more of who we are, express our full potential, whilst at the same time being regarded positively by those around us. And that matters for ourselves, and that our positive and own self-regard. So, wow, we're trying to do all of that.
Yes.
And the extent that we're able to express our full potential, and in the expression of our full potential, that is meaningful and regarded positively from those around us, and that this counts for ourselves, and it's meaningful, and we positively regard ourselves to the extent that we experience a profound increase in our emotional and mental well-being.
Yeah, it's actually so complex to have all of those things together and to be able to actually look and understand all of that, because these qualities are they're so important, and they have such a massive impact on our mental health.
Yes.
And it's not just the three elements that we know from Carl Rogers, that I think is very well known, but it's this other part as well that actually plays a very important role as well.
Yes, that's right. Because if we look at Carl Rogers and the three main interpersonal variables that he identified, congruence with authenticity, the accurate understanding or empathy, and lack of judgment, unconditional positive regard, those are really key, but it's not exactly the same as being positively regarded by others and positive regard for oneself. That has to do with an active quality and interaction that's needed, needing to know and hear and see that I matter, not just that you don't judge me and that you understand me and you express that genuinely, but that also counts, that it matters and it matters to you. And so that is actually the quality of confirmation. So it goes beyond congruence, empathy, and unconditional positive regard. It's an additional quality of to what extent, as I express myself do you confirm that? And what does that mean for myself? So confirmation is so important in the way we relate. And you could think of confirmation as validation, in some way, some expression by way of affirmation. But the quality is one of being confirmed. That as I'm becoming more of who I am and expressing myself, not only do you let me know in a very genuine or congruent way, and you understand, and it's without judgment, but it also, you do so in a way that's very confirming, so that I know that is meaningful for you, that I am positively regarded by you and others in this moment, and that means something for myself. So confirmation is essential to our relationships, our interactions.
It's really about in a sense, it's about feeling special, feeling unique, and that other people see that. And that in essence, if you were not a part of that person's life, you'll be missed in some ways. And what is the aspects that would be missed?
Beautifully put, because it has to do with meaning, and to know that you really do mean something, that how you're relating and who you are, it matters, your existence. It's so important. And we see it beautifully with children, that the moment you tell a child that you're proud of them or they've done really well, they just take it. And that's what confirmation is all about. Also, when you let a child know that you love them, when it's in such a way that they know that they matter. I mean, love and expressing that can be in different ways. Can be emotional closeness. There's various qualities, but one quality can be knowing that I matter, I'm loved. And a child can receive that profoundly. But we as adults need that as well. It's the same process. We need to know that we matter and count in the lives of others. And that we can't just mind read it. We have to hear it. We have to see it. So confirmation has to be expressed.
It's beautiful, and with you mentioning the children, they absolutely flourish. They bloom when they get confirmation.
Yes.
And we forget that we adults, we need it, and people in relationships need it.
Yes.
So that it also, what you mentioned now with the confirmation, looking at all the congruence, the empathy and the UPR, but then also the confirmation. What it makes me think about is that those are all forms of how we self-actualize. And what makes me also think that there's more to self-actualization. And one
Yes.
part is how do we all have needs, we all have things that we need from each other. And that also, of course, if our needs, we're jumping a little bit, but if our needs don't get met, we don't actualize. And if it does get met, we do actualize. So that is maybe a part of it. So that's looking at some of the needs and how that plays a part in a therapeutic relationship.
I think what you said is so important, because expressing our needs is such a key part, and recognizing and understanding and fulfilling the needs of others is another, just a central part of how we relate, how we interact. And it is a fundamental process, or part of the process of self-actualization. So I think let's explore this one and in more depth in an upcoming episode.
Okay, I'll look forward to that. Thank you for joining us on The Art of Therapy today. We hope that you find this conversation really thought-provoking and meaningful. And if any of the aspects really resonates with you, please feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you for walking this journey with us. Until the next episode.